meeting with the?
I thought it was positive. The good news to Ontarians and Canadians is we're all united from coast to coast to coast. And, you know, I just mentioned what I mentioned earlier in our early press conference, that we have to start creating the climate and the conditions for companies to come here, and let's put money back into people's pockets, because the uncertainty is not good. We need certainty, and let's control what we can control. Not what Donald Trump dictates, but what we can control. What we can control is making sure we lower taxes, not being one of the highest taxed jurisdictions anywhere, at the highest rate of 54%. Let's lower corporate taxes until we can attract businesses and jobs and opportunities. Let's look at the steel market, for instance. We need to create these large infrastructure projects like the pipelines, like building ships right here in Ontario, but across the country as well. Let's look at the interest rates. The Bank of Canada, they need to lower those interest rates by whatever, half a point. Give some confidence to people. Let's look at the stress test. You know, I'm in favor of a stress test, but not adding 2% on top of it. Let's maybe lower it a little bit until families that are just going out to get their first mortgage have an opportunity to do that. But we need to move faster, quicker, immediate.
Did the Prime Minister?
That was my message.
Did the Prime Minister say to you when he was going to be speaking with Mr. Trump, or is there any indication of next steps?
No, he didn't say that he was going to be speaking to President Trump, but I'm sure he will be over the next few days. We also mentioned no deal's better than a bad deal. We don't want to get sucked in. But I just want to go on record, like I did when this whole thing started. I said the tariffs are coming, and they came all right. My next message is fasten our seatbelt. CUSMA, or USMCA, whatever you want to call it, he's coming at us hard. He is going to come at us with everything he has, and we have to make sure that we're ready. We have to make sure that we onshore as many products as possible. We need to make sure that we put money back into people's pockets until they can stimulate the economy and companies to attract more business and invest into their people, into their equipment, into technology. These are some simple things we can do. The construction sector is very, very slow right now. Let's work with the municipalities like Mayor Del Duca, that's cutting the DC charges. You know, it's $200 a square foot just on taxes alone before they get shovels in the ground. It's ridiculous. So we all need to pitch in.
Premier, you pushed repeatedly for the need to hit back against President Trump, and you brought up steel about the counter tariffs. Did you bring that up today in the meeting? And what was the
I did. Well, I did. Well, if someone doesn't want to increase the tariffs, okay, that's fine. Let's lower the quotas then. I don't want to get deep into the weeds and confuse the people, but let me simplify this. The quota was 60%. Anyone in the world could put a sticker on, get cheap steel from China and put a sticker of their country on, ship it in, and then anything over their 60% quota, which was the highest, they used 2024, then they get tariffed. So we dropped it 10%. That's nothing. Let's drop it down to anything over 25%, they get tariffed. So I'll tell you, domestically, the U.S. uses 70 to 80% of their steel. The EU is anywhere 65 to 75%. Do you know where Canada is, folks? We're at 35%. So 65% of the steel that's coming into our country is coming in from foreign countries. We have a great steel sector across the country, and especially here in Ontario. So let's start using our steel opposed to foreign steel. So therefore, I've mentioned that we have to lower their quota down to 25%. And that gives us a competitive advantage.
So Premier, you said off the top, if someone doesn't want the counter tariff, you're referring to the Prime Minister, he ruled out today.
He didn't rule out anything. I just voiced my opinion. And I said that's fine. If people are concerned about hitting back, well, then there's the other alternative. Let's lower the quota for companies when they come in. They get tariffed immediately to make sure our steel sectors, no matter if it's in Ontario or Quebec or Manitoba or Saskatchewan, any out east, let's start doing that. Let's start building large ships that we know that the only steel company that can do those large sheets of steel is Algoma. We could support them. Let's do something big. Let's do something like aircraft carrier size that everyone benefits around the country and pick up morale, and that's what we need to do. But we need to do it faster, quicker, and immediately. We have to get rid of the red tape and regulations and start moving quickly. Folks, Kuzma's coming. I'll tell you it's coming. I know it's coming. And he's going to come at us with double barrels, so we better be ready and throw everything in the kitchen sink at this.
You offering your opinion in this meeting
Yep.
implies that it's different from other people. So I think the big question is everyone on the same page? Are you on the same page as the Prime Minister?
Well, I think we're all on the same page, but everyone wants to protect their sector. Alberta wants to protect their oil sector. I want to protect the auto and the steel sector. Quebec wants to protect their aluminum sector. But if that's fine, if everyone has their differences. But I'll tell you, like 98% of the stuff we all agree on, that we have to get moving. So that's a good thing. But we got to move quicker, and folks, be ready. This is coming. I don't even think it's my personal opinion. He's not waiting till 2026. At any given time, President Trump, not that he even follows, the rules, he could pull the carpet out from underneath us on Kuzma tomorrow with one signature. So let's be prepared. I think it'll be coming in November, in my opinion. But let's start getting ready, and we're doing it.
On Highway 401, are you still considering designating that as a special economic zone, given the studies that say there's potential for roadway collapse?
Yeah, but that's old. Let's get some proper people in there to do a full-fledged study. It can be built. We know it can be built, and we'll get that done too. But projects like that we know will take, 15 years, let's start now. And it doesn't mean like everything happens tomorrow, but we have to start. We have to start these projects across the country. And I'm confident that the federal government will come out with large national infrastructure projects. We need to keep moving.
Last question.
The
Premier,
previous
this
study
morning
was
you
done,
said
the
that
previous study
there
was
was,
done 3 years ago, Premier,
Yeah.
by a third-party consultant. What would make this study any different to that one?
Well, we're going to do a proper study from end to end. We're going to get the proper equipment going down and find out there's a solution. There's two things we can do. Just wave up our hands and say it can't be done. I don't believe that. It reminds me of when I first got elected. Oh, you can't do 5 subway five subway lines. Guess what? We're doing it. Just because it's never been done, it doesn't mean it can't be done. We can do it. They're tunneling all over the world, underneath the English Channel, through mountains. You know what was a tough tunneling job? The Ontario line. That is a tough tunneling job. But going down the 401, we will come up with a solution, and it's going to work. And we're going to get it done. We're going to create thousands of jobs. And we're going to make sure that we don't lose $56 billion on traffic congestion, because that's what the economy's losing right now, is $56 billion every single year. So let's continue building, and that's what we'll do.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
said that you spoke
Yeah,
to
sure.
10 folks on the 19.5 meter tunnel. Can you tell us who you've spoken to so far?
Just the same people that supply tunneling boring machines already in Scarborough and other areas. I just want to bounce it off them. It can be done. And I think it's a great idea. Rather than going 2 tunnels, you do 1 large tunnel and do 3 layers on that tunnel. But we'll get there, and we're gonna
Okay,
do
thanks,
everything we can.
everyone.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
everyone.
Would early Kuzma negotiations, is that necessarily a bad thing if we renegotiate that sooner
No,
rather than later?
it's not bad, but this guy's coming at us. I just want to go on record. He's coming full bore at us. This isn't going to be a church picnic. This is going to be, let's get down to it, and we'll see what happens. I'm praying that everything's going to go fine. But if it doesn't, I got to ask the people, do you trust President Trump? I don't.